similar restriction across its western side from 1 April. Massing COVID testing across the city is also underway. IDX Channel reports.
Communication and Informatics Minister Johnny Plate hopes for a substantive discussion at the first 2022 G20 Digital Economy Working Group. The minister expects the results of the meeting to contribute to overcoming various challenges and problems regarding digital economy development.
Communications and Informatics Minister Johnny G. Plate said he hoped for a substantive discussion on digital transformations at the first 2022 G20 Digital Economy Working Group, or DEWG. He said he expected the results of the meeting to contribute to overcoming various challenges and problems regarding digital economy development.
Pertemuan hari ini menjadi wadah bagi para delegasi dan undangan untuk mendalami diskusi yang telah dibangun terkait pemanfaatan kekuatan teknologi digital untuk mencapai pemulihan yang semakin kuat, memberdayakan, inklusif, dan berkelanjutan.
The event is being attended by representatives of G20 members and several invitees, who include representatives from a number of international and national organizations and institutions. The international organizations comprise the International Telecommunications Union, or ITU, the United Nations Economic and Social Commissions for Asia and the Pacific, the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, and the Organizations for Economic Cooperation and Development. IDX Channel reports.
Government subsidizes 7,800 rupiah for every purchase of diesel. Market headlines will be right back after the break.
Android TV Box dengan konten luar biasa banyak dari Vision Plus TV.
Sektor UMKM hanya akan dikenakan pajak final 0,5%.
Awali hari Anda dengan informasi dunia ekonomi yang diulas dari berbagai sudut pandang. Power Breakfast, Senin sampai Jumat, jam 8.30, hanya di IDX Channel. Perbincangan hangat tentang isu dan kebijakan ekonomi terkini yang diulas secara mendalam bersama narasumber terpercaya. Market Review, Senin sampai Jumat, jam 10 waktu Indonesia bagian Barat, hanya di IDX Channel.
Presidente della Repubblica di Indonesia.
Presidensi G20 di Indonesia akan mendorong upaya bersama untuk pemulihan ekonomi dunia dengan tema Recover Together, Recover Stronger. Kami akan menjamu Yang Mulia dan Bapak Ibu di hamparan pantai Bali yang indah yang menginspirasi gagasan-gagasan inovatif untuk produktivitas G20 ke depan. Sampai bertemu di Indonesia, terima kasih.
Welcome back. Pertamina's President Dr. Nika Widiawati stated that the government spent 7,800 rupiah per every purchase of subsidized diesel. Currently, non-subsidized diesel is priced at 12,950 rupiah per liter, while subsidized diesel is only 5,150 rupiah per liter. She even said that the cost of subsidies was more expensive than the selling price of subsidized diesel itself. Seeing the large amount of state money that must be disbursed for diesel subsidies, she considered it important. It is important to ensure that only those who are entitled to receive subsidies. Even so, she said that in reality, there are still subsidized diesel that flows to those who should not receive subsidies.
Sosialisasi ke masyarakat. Untuk setiap pembelian yang ngocor itu setiap itu 7.800 negara harus bayar. Sehingga sangat penting kita menjaga dari sisi demand side agar tidak terjadi subsidi yang tidak tepat sasaran. Nah, di dalam kontrak antara industri besar dengan transporter, ini kan seharusnya menggunakan harganya adalah harga BBM non-subsidi. Tetapi seringkali yang terjadi adalah ditenderkan murah-murahan. Akhirnya apa? Akhirnya ya supaya menang murah, mereka kemudian menggunakan BBM yang subsidi.
Transportation Minister asked to intensify checks on the safety aspects of road transportation ahead of the 2022 IndiHome coming period. Besides checking vehicles' conditions, the minister also instructs the officers to check drivers' conditions.
Transportation Minister Budi Karya Sumadi asked his rank and file to intensify checks on safety aspects of road transportation ahead of the 2022 Eid homecoming period. RAM checks to tell the conditions of road transportation such as buses must be carried out early. Besides checking vehicles' conditions, officers must also check drivers' condition.
Di masa-masa Lebaran di mana banyak saudara kita yang akan pulang mudik, ya, antusiasnya tinggi, tapi kita harus berkoordinasi intensif dengan Satgas Covid. Rem cek terutama kendaraan pariwisata itu harus dilakukan secara detail. Jangan abaikan itu karena biasanya kalau sudah dekat-dekat Lebaran kita susah untuk mengontrol dan tiba-tiba kejadian di mana gitu. Bahwa sopir yang kita sediakan memang mereka yang santun, mereka yang sehat, mereka yang mengendarai mobil dengan baik, tidak terjadi suatu tindakan yang ugal-ugalan. Ini penting.
Furthermore, the minister issued a number of directions to the Directorate General of Land Transportation for carrying out its work program in 2022, including ensuring the implemented program directly benefits the community. IDX Channel reports.
The Minister of Finance emphasized Indonesia's commitment to address the challenges of climate change this year, one of which is through the implementation of the environmental, social, and governance framework in infrastructure development. The Minister of Finance, Sri Mulyani Indrawati, said that the government was aware of the importance of the private sector's role in infrastructure development. Therefore, efforts to mobilize private financing for sustainable infrastructure are very important. Meanwhile, the government also conveyed the importance of the role of digital technology to improve connectivity and support inclusive development goals in an effort to encourage ESG performance in infrastructure development for the next few years.
Government of Indonesia continue fully aware about the importance of this private sector role on the infrastructure development. So we increase investor awareness as well as adopting the quality standard, which is now already becoming the golden standard globally, that is ESG, quality of infrastructure and investment decisions.
The Ministry of Industry will continue to encourage spending on domestic products to meet the target set of 400 trillion rupiah by May 2022.
The Ministry of Industry will continue to encourage spending on domestic products through the central and local governments to meet the target of 400 trillion by May 2022. Currently, the government is able to record local product spending of 214 trillion rupiah, thus there's still a remaining of 186 trillion rupiah that must be met in the next 2 months. The head of the Center Increasing the Use of Domestic Product at the Ministry of Industry, Nila Kumalasari, revealed that the spending target only covers the central and regional governments, not including SOEs.
Bapak Presiden ini memang mentargetkan ada belanja 400 triliun untuk pemerintah baik pusat maupun daerah. Jadi ini baru pusat dan daerah, belum ada BUMN. BUMN di luar itu. Jadi ini hanya pusat dan daerah. Next. Kenapa? Karena ternyata kalau kita lihat 400 triliun itu potensi belanjanya itu udah 1.000.
Previously, the Ministry of Industry recorded that the value of spending commitments of 214 trillion rupiah, equivalent to 27,707 packages of domestic product with 978 domestic producers involved. Even the total expenditure is predicted to be able to increase Indonesia's GDP by 1.71%. IDX Channel reports.
Timorese net profit jumped up by 300% in 2021. Stay tuned on market headlines.
della Repubblica di Indonesia.
Presidensi G20 di Indonesia akan mendorong upaya bersama untuk pemulihan ekonomi dunia dengan tema Recover Together, Recover Stronger. Kami akan menjamu Yang Mulia dan Bapak Ibu di hamparan pantai Bali yang indah yang menginspirasi gagasan-gagasan inovatif untuk produktivitas G20 ke depan. Sampai bertemu di Indonesia, terima kasih.
Perbincangan hangat tentang isu dan kebijakan ekonomi terkini yang diulas secara mendalam bersama narasumber terpercaya. Market Review, Senin sampai Jumat, jam 10 waktu Indonesia bagian Barat, hanya di IDX Channel.
Kewaspadaan terhadap penyebaran Omikron harus terus diperketat.
Ya, hal ini sebagai antisipasi dari masuknya virus varian lainnya ke Indonesia.
Awali hari Anda dengan informasi dunia ekonomi yang diulas dari berbagai sudut pandang. Simak pula analisa pasar modal dan inspirasi bisnis dari berbagai perusahaan rintisan. Power Breakfast, Senin sampai Jumat, jam 8.30, hanya di IDX Channel.
We're on the last segment at the Jakarta Composite Index intraday movement earlier today. JCI was open at the level of 7,044.54 and then approaching the closing time of the first session. The index was on the level of 7,036.41. Then the index was showing strengthening trend by the second session closing time. Index was closed at the level of 7,059.19. In short, JCI went up 0.57%. And next we're going to see the sectoral movement leading the dynamics of today's trading. We got technology went up 4.03%. Non-cyclic went up 1.84%. Meanwhile, energy went down 0.68%. And infrastructure went down 0.29%. And moving on to top gainers and top losers, here are the key highlights from today's trading session. BBCA went up 0.32% to the level of 7,175 rupiah per share. Buka went up 9.25%. To the level of 378 rupiah per share, and Bank BRI went up 0.43% to to the level of 4,710 rupiah per share. Unilever went up 6.9% to the level of 3,720 rupiah per share. Meantime, the top losers, we got Antam went down 0.79% to the level of 2,510 rupiah per share. MDKA went down 1.31% to the level of 4,520 rupiah per share. Adaro went down 3.25% to the level of 2,680 rupiah per share. ITMG went down 2.24% to the level of 28,325 rupiah per share. And this is the intraday movement of rupiah towards US dollar. Opened at the level of 14,303 rupiah, was also showing weakening trend towards US dollar, was closed at the level of 14,320. In summary, rupiah went down 0.12%. Cisarua Mountain Dairy, or Cimory, posted a positive performance throughout 2021. Cimory obtained net profit of 790 billion rupiah, or jumped up by 346% year-on-year.
Throughout 2021, Cisarua Mountain Dairy, or Cimory, managed to record a brilliant performance because its net profit grew above 100%. Last year, Cimory managed to obtain a net profit growth for the year by 346% to 790 billion rupiah. Based on the information disclosure of the Indonesia Stock Exchange, revenue from Cimory's net sales increased by 120% from 1.86 trillion rupiah in 2020 to 4.09 trillion rupiah throughout 2021. According to Cimory's President Director Farel Sutantio, the significant net profit growth was supported by an increase in sales contribution from the dairy segment, or dairy products and consumer foods. The dairy segment recorded a sales increase of 120% from 1.2 trillion rupiah in 2020 to 2.65 trillion in 2021. Meanwhile, the consumer food segment recorded a 119% growth from 659.42 billion rupiah to 1.44 trillion rupiah. IDX Channel reports.
Meantime, Ciputra Development targets sales in 2022 to grow by 10% year-on-year. The company is optimistic that the target is in line with the new projects to be launched this year.
This year, Ciputra Development targets sales to reach 8.2 trillion rupiah. If the target can be achieved, there will be an increase of about 10% from last year's realization. Director of Ciputra Development Harun Hayadi said last year the company's market and sales realization reached 7.4 trillion rupiah. He is optimistic that this year there will be an increase in line with the new projects from the landed housing segment that the company will launch this year. It was explained that at this time, the stretching of the property industry was starting to be seen, along with the concessions given by the government. He hopes that in the future, the property sector will continue to grow positively after slumping for 2 years due to the pandemic. The management explained that this year, the company will launch a maximum of 5 new projects and a minimum of 3 new projects from the landed housing segment, where these projects depend on market demand. IDX Channel reports.
BCPN Syria has prepared funds for more than 200 billion rupiah for digitalization. BCPN hopes that digitalization can be launched this year.
BTPN Syariah has prepared funds of more than 200 billion rupiah to strengthen the digital foundation. Director of BTPN Syariah, Fahmi Ahmad, stated that digitization at BTPN Syariah is only a matter of time. Because since last year, the company has focused on building a digital foundation, and this year it is hoped that digitalization can be launched. As a bank that mostly targets Tier 3 and 4 regions, the company believes that digitalization needs to be done gradually. This is because partners in this area still tend to be traditional, so digitization takes time. Going forward, the company's expansion will be focused on Sumatra and Sulawesi, including Sumba. According to Fahmi, this is because the impact of the pandemic in these areas is relatively smaller than in Java. Along with that, the growth potential will be even greater. IDX Channel reports.
And the news close our market lines today. Please enjoy our next program on IDX Channel, Your Trustworthy Economic, Business and Capital Market Channel. I'm Wicky Adrian. Have a nice evening and stay safe.
Halo Sobat Investor, berikut ini adalah beberapa tips yang bisa kalian coba untuk mencapai financial freedom. Yang pertama, pahami kondisi finansial. Kalian harus paham berapa jumlah pendapatan dan berapa jumlah pengeluaran. Yang kedua adalah tentukan tujuan keuangan agar kedepannya kalian lebih mudah untuk menyusun strategi untuk mencapai tujuan keuangan